Good morning, good afternoon, everyone from everywhere you are watching this event. My name is Jose Calatayo. I'm civil engineer from Argentina, working in Spain as a project manager of intake and output projects for Ingrea, a marine consulting company. It's my pleasure to be part of the second edition of this international virtual event. All the organizing committee comprised of my colleagues Bianca, Mario, Amir, Say, Rocio, and I have been working on this event for a year now, and we hope you enjoyed. Yesterday, we successfully held the first session of the event, where three speakers from Americas were presenting their hard work related to port logistics. Today's session, we will dive into the design of marine structure, where three speakers from Asia, Pacific, and Europe region will provide more details about it. Today's session will be moderated by my colleagues Bianca and Mario Lopez, who both form parts of the organizing committee. Okay. Before proceeding, I would like to remind how the event is set. We will have three presentations today. Each presentation will last around 15-25 minutes, and we will have a Q&A slot afterward, about 15 minutes. Okay. Something new to this year is that we'll be selecting the best speaker of the day, and that will be led by our jury members in conjunction with the audience, who will also have voice during the speaker selection. So please stay with us during till the end of the event. For that purpose, we will open the pool after the third presentation during the last Q&A. So you guys will be able to select your best speaker. So we encourage the audience just to drop all the questions in the chat box so we can pick it up and say loud to our speakers. In today's session, the jury members are comprised of Jacques Lesan, who is the current vice chair of PIANC Young Professionals Commission assigned to the Asia Pacific region. He previously held the role of alternate vice chair, and he was on the organizing committee for the first ever PIANC Young Professional International virtual event in the last year. Profession-wise, he is a senior coastal engineer and head of the marine department at DHI Water and Environment in Malaysia. He has 13 years of working experience in a wide range of coastal and marine projects across the globe. In addition, we have the presence of Jensen Zhao, senior engineer from Nanjing Hydraulic Research Institute in China, a researcher of Delft University of Technology. He completed his PhD project in hydraulic engineer and obtained the PhD degree in Delft University in 2014. He has been leading the research and consulting projects related to navigation structures, inland waterways, and flood risk management. Currently, he is the PIANC Income member and YPCOM observer. I'm co-chair. I'm co-chairing the PIANC Income Working Group 2007. We also count with the valuable presence of our organizing committee. Bianca, Borja, and Amir will be also on stage as jury members. Bianca is a supply chain management and is currently working as a research associate at the University of Applied Science Upper Austria in the sustainable transport field and doing her PhD on the economic evaluation of nautical bottlenecks on inland rivers. On the other hand, Amir Ahmed Alviri, who has a master's degree in marine structural engineering at Amir Kabir University, Tehran Polytechnic. He has been working in port, coastal offshore industry for more than 13 years as a senior engineer and project manager. Nowadays, he is the head of the port planning and manager of project management office in one of the oldest consulting company in Iran. He's also an active member of PIANC, contributing in many working groups related to planning of fishing ports, and he's also YP observer in PROCOM. So you guys can see we have well-qualified member for this purpose, and we appreciate your collaboration. So let's the session begin with the welcoming word from Sebastián Iglesias, who I have the pleasure of introducing. Sebastian Iglesias is an Argentine civil engineer by training. He spent his first years of the profession in maritime industry as a site engineer and teaching at his former university. In 2019, he moved to Netherlands to study for a master in hydraulic engineering at TU Delft. Nowadays, he enjoys his life in his new country working as a coastal engineer at Fanor, focusing his career on the implementation of sustainable infrastructure in coastal zones. Within PIANC, he has been actively involved since 2016 and has progressed into more international roles, including the co-chair and chair of the Young Professional Commission. So thank you very much, Sebastian. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you for the introduction. I'm very happy to be here as chair of the Young Professional Commission. I would like to congratulate all of you guys for succeeding today in the second day of this truly international event. It's actually, as I said, the second edition, and it's an initiative that was born from the my predecessor in the Young Professional Board, and it has to do with the fact, and back then it had to do with the fact that we were during pandemic years and we needed to look for new ways to connect our young professionals across the world. But now we see this as a really good opportunity to keep engaging all young professionals around the world using our digital tools. So, but before me and before my predecessor, there is a whole history of people that work really hard to maintain the young professional network connected to the entire PIANC community, and that's a little bit what I want to show you in a brief 5 to 10 minutes today. So for the ones that are here that never participated in PIANC before, there could be some of you in that situation. This is the largest, the longest standing association in topics related to waterborne infrastructure. It was actually created 150 years ago by just a group of professionals, key professionals, mostly in countries in Europe, that wanted to share their ideas. And so they started to organize congresses to meet, to network, and to exchange knowledge. It was that after the beginning of the century that they started to formally create this association, and it grew with yeah, along the decades of the last century to become what is today, which is a really worldwide and large organization with more than 2,000 individual members, more than 500 corporations around it. Then only around 20 years ago, people in PIANC started to observe that the average age was quite high. So there was a big generation gap between their members. Then it was also difficult to convince the middle and upper management teams of the different organizations to convince about participating in PIANC. And then they also realized within PIANC that today's young professionals are the future leaders. And then what happens from that short meeting 20 years ago is that they decided to create an implementation group to, let's say, research a little bit more on what is the necessity to count on more young professionals groups within the PIANC community, to link them to our experts, to the worldwide experts participating in working groups and commissions, how to link these youngsters to congresses. And they also started to contribute to the newsletter and to develop a website. And we're talking about less than 10 people back then who used to gather, as you can see here, in Estoril, London, Madrid, Lisbon. They also met in Brussels a couple of times per year. And they presented the findings of this, say, process in the World Congress in 2006, and that was actually the establishment of young young professionals as a commission with PIANC. They realized they needed to create a separate commission to be able to support the youngsters around the world. This started also with just a few people, but then the first two young professionals group in Belgium and in Spain were created, and that example was followed by other countries like France, Germany, Austria, Japan, Italy, South Africa, as you can see here, Netherlands, UK, USA. Yeah? And the nice thing about this is that sometimes in countries where there's nothing there yet about PIANC or any other way of sharing knowledge between colleagues, uh, uh, um, these professional friendships works as to glue together people and initiatives, and then it becomes something else, which can turn into a formal representation of our association. Um, in from 2006 and 2022, we have seen how these first uh, starters, these first groups started to mentor new professionals in new countries, uh, and that's how we saw groups in the Philippines. Uh, we we have now see groups all over the world that keep growing. More people is joining, and those groups mm, are the leaders of a certain region and bring other people to do the same. Um, right now, the Young Professionals Commission has quite a wide representation around the world. We have different types of representations with a formal delegate and a group, but we also have, for the countries that are starting, we have an observer, which then maybe it becomes in something more like a group. Uh, so we went only for 50 members to a group of only around 78 members. We have an audience of over 3,000 members in LinkedIn. You can also join to keep to stay tuned with our activities. We have an active participation in technical working groups, in congresses, in also in the national section. So in each country where PIANC is there, there is always a young professional person or group. Also, we became stronger in our organizational structure from a commission of 2 or 3 people to a strong team, which is called the YP board, with representative from the different regions. And we also organize our own events. And a special mention goes to our signature event in the physical way, which is the biennial technical visit, which started uh, right from the beginning when the commission was created. And this event happens every 2 years and usually consists of the hosting group will organize a high-level technical visit together with maybe a seminar where people coming from all over the world, young professionals from all over the world are connected to the experts in that country. Uh, we have seen this event in the three PIANC regions, so Americas, Europe, Africa, and Asia Pacific region. And the next one, we're really looking forward to the USA in April 2023. So if you wanna join this event, you can always check on their website. Mm, and as we move from, we had to in a way be forced to move from the online to the off from the offline to the online mode during the pandemic years. We also created our own signature event called the International Virtual Event. So now that we are in this second edition and we plan to continue to do so, uh, I will briefly go through it. Yesterday, we have the first day with in the Americas. We have presentations from Argentina and Brazil. We successfully went through it and have Ariel as the winner. And for today, we have another really interesting set of presentations from Japan, Spain, and UK, and Australia. So we're really looking forward, and thank you for the organizing committee from bringing all young professionals once again.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sebastian. Now we are going to start with the presentations. So the first one is Masaya Hashida, who is a research engineer at the Fudo Tetra Corporation, graduated from the Muroran Institute of Technology in Japan with a master's degree. His research interests include coastal engineering, concrete block technology, and the application of 3D data for the maintenance of wave dissipating works. And that's also what he is speaking about, what his presentation today will be. So, and also he was rewarded this year with the second place in the PIANC de Papa Williams Award. So, yes, then the floor is yours, Masaya, please.
Thank you, Bianca. I'm Masaya Hashida. I'm research engineer at Fudo Tetra Corporation. Today, I'd like to make a presentation on maintenance technology of wave dissipating works using 3D data. This topic is about the research paper that was awarded second place in the PIANC de Papa Williams Award 2022. I appreciate the opportunity to make a presentation. The contents are shown here. First, the introduction provides some background in Japan. Second is maintenance of wave dissipating works by conventional method. The third is 3D data application of wave dissipating works. Finally, I'd like to summarize the conclusion. In Japan, many structures constructed during the high economic growth period are now reaching their lifetime. For example, the left photo shows an aging breakwater. Moreover, due to the global warming, natural phenomenon has been changing in various aspects. Typhoons are getting stronger and larger, and their paths are changing. This causes the changing in external forces and brings unexpected effects on infrastructures. For example, the right photo shows a seawall damaged by a typhoon. Therefore, proper maintenance of infrastructures is an important and urgent issue. While Japanese population is aging and shrinking, productivity improvement in the construction field is also an important issue. The utilization of ICT. ICT means information technology and communication. And 3D data of structure is expected to contribute to labor saving, cost saving, efficiency improvement, and sophistication of construction works. 3D model information, such as point cloud data and solid model of structures, has begun to be shared through the entire construction stages of survey, design, implementation, and maintenance. This is in line with the construction policy of MLIT. MLIT means Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, and Transport. Both construction projects are taking place under the severe weather and sea conditions. Application of ICT and 3D data are considered useful and have been used in many port projects for design, construction, and maintenance of main body works, armor units, foundation works, and dredging works. However, that is not the case for wave dissipating works, because wave dissipating works consist of large number of blocks, which are installed randomly and resulting a complicated shape. Please take a look at this video for a moment so you can see the complicated shape of wave dissipating works. As a side note, this video was taken by me. So, as you can see, introducing ICT and 3D data for wave dissipating works is not easy. Today, I present the application of ICT and 3D data to the wave dissipating works. Next, maintenance of wave dissipating works by conventional method. As shown in the upper right figure, wave dissipating works consist of a lot of blocks. When blocks are installed in front of caisson, the cross-section is trapezoid. The shape of the trapezoid is determined by the crown width and slope angle. The mass of block M is calculated by Hudson's formula. After installation, wave dissipating works would gradually deformed by the external forces, mainly waves. Deformed trapezoid may not be effective against wave and cause overtopping and rough sea condition around the facility. So the deformed area should be restored to the original trapezoid, but diagnosis is not easy because investigation is hindered by the complexity of the shape and the accessibility of the location. Next is field survey. The left drawing gives a schematic image of the conventional method for surveying the subsidence of wave dissipating works. The measurement is made with a level staff by a pair of workers, one standing on the caisson and the other on the blocks. This is a dangerous works and time-consuming. The height of wave dissipating works is measured at each section and repeated in the direction of the breakwater extension. The outcomes are a number of drawings of cross-sectional profiles. Next, quantity calculation. When wave dissipating works has subsided, blocks may be replenished to recover the function. In order to determine the number of blocks required, it is necessary to calculate the replenishment volume. In such cases, the replenishment volume is generally calculated using the average cross-section method. As shown in the drawing, the replenishment area of a cross-section is obtained as the difference between the existing and the design cross-sectional areas. Volume is calculated by multiplying area and length. Conventional method is to take a specific cross-section which represents a certain length of a section of wave dissipating works, and the section volume is obtained by multiplying the area by length. Final volume will be obtained by summing up of these section volume. I call this method 1. The cross-sectional profiles are measured by a manual survey, as already mentioned. Next is an implementation. Block installation is conducted by a crane operator following the instruction given by underwater divers. As the target position of each block is not obtained by the conventional method, the installation is conducted by careful and harmonized cooperation of the crane operator and the divers. The exact position of the block is only instructed by divers at the site. Divers sometimes go closer to the block to check the position and take the block to the exact position. This is a very dangerous and time-consuming work because the block is unstable due to wave and current movement. Starting this slide, I will show you our study of applying ICT and 3D data on wave dissipating works. The first slide is UAV survey. UAV means unmanned aerial vehicle, commonly called drone. The main purpose of the UAV survey is to understand the three-dimensional condition visually and quantitatively. Sorry. As you can see in this video, the 3D data obtained by UAV surveying can be viewed from all directions. Please watch for a moment. One of the advantages of UAV survey is to make the field survey safer and swifter than the conventional method. As shown in this photo, nobody has to stand on the block, so it is safe. In addition, we can reduce the working time. For example, the right figure shows the 3D point cloud data of a 2.5 kilometer long breakwater. The survey time on site was about 4 hours. On the other hand, when we conduct conventional survey, it needs about a week. Next, quantity calculation. As already mentioned, conventional method is a two-dimensional methodology. The summation of the average cross-section multiplied by the length of its representing length. The replenishment area of each cross-section was obtained as the difference between the existing and the design cross-sectional areas. The replenishment volume was calculated by multiplying the average of the replenishment area of the two adjacent cross sections by the interval length. On the contrary, 3D data gives us direct approach of calculation of the existing volume. As you can see in the drawing, replenishment volume is obtained by a simple calculation of VD minus VE. I call this method 2. Verification was conducted by calculating the replenishment volume at a section of 30. Verification was conducted by calculating the replenishment volume at a section of 30 meters long. The work time for each method was also measured. The results are shown in this table. The volume calculated and the time required for each case are compared as a ratio against the result of method 1 with 3 cross sections. The volumes calculated are larger in the order of method 2, method 1 with 7 cross sections, and method 1 with 3 cross sections. This can be attributed to the fact that method 2 reflects the unevenness of the blocks in detail, resulting in higher accuracy. As for the time required for method 1, naturally the calculation time is longer when the number of cross-section is larger. On the other hand, method 2 enables the calculation of the existing volume in a much shorter time than method 1. Sometimes we need to show the degree of deterioration of the structures. In case of wave dissipating works, average subsidence of crown height may be an indicator for such purpose. The photo and the drawing shows how we can obtain such indicator. By using 3D data, we can create a longitudinal profile of the crown height at any location. The yellow line shows the designed crown height of wave dissipating works. The blue line shows the observed height, and the pink area shows the subsidence area of the wave dissipating works. The average subsidence is easily obtained as the red dotted line by dividing the subsidence area by the section length. We can evaluate quantitatively the deterioration of wave dissipating works by using the average subsidence obtained from the 3D data. The last topic is modeling of wave dissipating works. As mentioned in the introduction, the utilization of 3D models of structure is expected to contribute to labor saving, efficiency improvement, and sophistication of construction work. Conventionally, the wave dissipating works is handled as a trapezoid shape model, and individual blocks are not distinguished as shown in the left figure. The modeling of individual blocks, as shown in the right figure, would lead to the sophistication of maintenance of wave dissipating works. We have examined a method to automatically arrange and install individual blocks on an entire wave dissipating works by applying the 3D data. The upper figure shows a 3D model of individual blocks automatically arranged by a software to fit the point cloud data from UAV survey. By using this method, the conditions before and after replenishment of the wave dissipating works can be reproduced. As shown in the figure below, we can also create a model of randomly installed wave dissipating works by free-falling 3D models of individual blocks. This method can be used for construction planning of a new and a restoring project. The model is produced as a solid model and provides attributable information on each block. For example, the target position of each block can be obtained as position coordinates. When installing blocks, the crane operator checks the target position and direction of the block at the monitor and decrease the diver's work. In this way, the operation becomes safer and swifter. Applying model data would make it possible to sophisticate the maintenance project of wave dissipating works. I'd like to summarize the conclusion of this study. First, UAV surveying enables safer and swifter field work than the conventional method, resulting in more efficient and labor-saving evaluation of the current condition of wave dissipating works. Second, application of 3D data makes the time required for quantity calculation shorter than the conventional method. Further application of 3D data, such as solid model, would make it possible to sophisticate the maintenance projects of wave dissipating works. Finally, we will continue research work to improve the reliability of the method presented today. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Masaya, for your presentation. So if anyone in the audience has a question, please ask in the chat. We will then display it. So I think the first question arrived. The 3D application presented here looked mainly to be considered for above water. Can they be applied to underwater?
Thank you for the question. As I pointed out, our UAV survey was photogrammetry, so it only showed data above water. However, when underwater data is obtained, it can be used in the same way as the presented method. For example, using automatic model placement technology on point cloud data, the entire existing wave dissipating works can be reproduced in the model, including underwater. It enables more detailed replenishment planning. As for as for underwater data acquisition, in Japan, it is common to survey by multi-beam echo sounding using a chip. More recently, research has also been carried out to acquire, understand underwater data by UAV surveying using green laser. Okay.
Thank you very much. The next question would be: the concrete blocks shown are only tetrapods, but can they be applied to other shapes of block?
Thank you. As for UAV surveying and quantity calculation, they can be applied in other blocks. On the other hand, the modeling technology presented today is currently applied only to tetrapods. However, based on this technology, it is possible to apply for other blocks. In addition, we are currently developing another method of simulating the installation of blocks. That method enables modeling of wave dissipating works consisting of other blocks. Okay.
Thank you very much. And I think a third last question. You were presented on the applicability of the model in the installation of the block. Do you have any other ways to apply the model?
Thank you. Yes, I do. For example, a model of wave dissipating works can be applied to numerical calculations. Numerical calculations can reproduce the situation of wave action. So the pressure acting on the block can be calculated. In addition, we can compare the difference in overtopping situation before and after replenishment of the blocks. That is also under consideration separately. Okay.
Thank you very much. So I think there are no more questions. Yes. So we will begin a 10 minutes break now, and then continue with the second presentation. So please stay with us and see you in 10 minutes.